What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of June 1st and June 2nd of 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Hope you had a great May. Hope you're ready for June. Hope everybody has a great month. We're coming into summer this month, so pretty cool stuff. Why not a little summer solstice, when Cancer season comes? We're not there yet, though. Your horses, we're still in spring. Let's see what's springing. Let's see what's popping in this Gemini season. Of course, we're having a weekend full of Sun and Venus conjunct. We're seeing Mercury finish up in Taurus, sharing that reception with Venus. So there is a very strong mercurial aspect, of course, to this weekend. We're going to be talking, we're going to be communicating. There's a lot of truth. I think the coolest thing about this weekend is the Jupiter Pluto trine. I mentioned it before. Just being a big deal, like the first, really, really good. I mean, there's the sextile, but the trine is just such a. It's more powerful, especially when we use it, coming off the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, and like seeing things get restricted down in Capricorn, and seeing the weirdness that came from 2020, and through the last few years, right? But the positive stuff is in your community. It's with your groups, your connections, your friends. I talk a lot about how people are so important. So this weekend brings a lot of like really important relationship aspects, people, who's in your life, who's in your community, who's around you, who are you networking with. These are the things that are really abundant right now. We want to be in the right groups, right connections, because that's where the gifts are. That's where the really goodness is. But on the other side, people are a thing that's so funny. We don't want to be codependent on people. We really do want to be asserting ourselves and knowing ourselves and, living life true and authentic to ourselves. And that's where the moon in Aries, meeting with the North Node this weekend, hopefully gives us the ability to assert ourselves forward in life with right energy, right people, right conversations, right dialogue, and to, stand firm in our place of knowing where we're going. We don't have to know the destination, but at least we have to know we're going somewhere and we're putting a foot in front of the other. And I think that there's a fire today on this Saturday that lets us go one step after another and keep progressing forward, doing things with the right energy around us, whether it's a person, place, or thing, whatever we're relating to in life. Again, it's knowing that it's on the same direction and we're not being led by something. We're sort of leading our own life, and there's energy around us that's leading their life, and there's a flow. So that's super important to pay attention to. The Jupiter Pluto's great. Again, we're getting the first really good aspect. It's in this air sign, and I think that the truths we can uncover around us are so close, that it's almost within arm's reach, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the deep thing to uncover right now, and that's where the gift lies. So keeping that in mind, and also just our own knowing can really get enhanced right now too, especially as we see the sextile and really the grand. The sextile's not a grand triangle; it's a sextile triangle with Pluto, Neptune in sextile, Jupiter still sextiling Neptune, Mercury and Jupiter starting to come together. Mercury starting to sextile Neptune, but also trine Pluto. Like there's something about what's going on right now, and I think there's a lot to visualize when it comes to this stuff, and that not everything can be so linear. Like, we have to be able to like see the beauty in things on like a deeper scale. And I hope that that makes sense, because it can be hard. It can almost be like there's so many good things showing up, but they're so small that we want to discount them because maybe the big goal or the big thing or the big relationship or something that, feels like it's going to hold the most value isn't there yet. But like the little things of value are so abundant right now. And those are the things that maybe keep driving us to keep going towards goals and get to the big thing, right? So something to keep in mind a little bit. We see the moon in the north node, which can definitely bring this weekend a little bit of like, I don't know, sense of urgency, like almost having us try and rush a little bit, get certain things, really done and handled. We're also going to see the moon make a nice sextile to Venus and the sun as well on Saturday. And I mean, I think that can really get energy going. I feel like that's definitely bringing some quick pace. to the day. So Saturday, I feel like there's a pace to it. It's kind of it could go by fast. Um, Definitely having us take some initiative for the things that we enjoy and that we want to feel good in doing. So we look at Sunday, the moon is going to be with Chiron and Mars in Aries, and that is, I mean, a little triggering, I think, on our egos. It could definitely bring a little doubt, bring a little martyrdom, make it feel like things are harder than they really are. Everything's a healing, portion in life, and I don't think we want to get lost in healing. I think we want to like move forward from it, and I think that's a positive to this weekend is seeing the truth, to move forward, to keep going. We don't need to dwell. We don't need to get so emotionally triggered or angry with the moon and Mars that we're blowing up a Sunday that doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a war. Maybe there is a war that needs to be had, but like sometimes, especially with the moon hitting Chiron and then going to Mars, like we could really like self-induce a war at the same time, or somebody could, want to, induce a war too. So there's definitely it's a little more aggro on Sunday because of the Chiron Mars thing that the moon's going to go through. So you got to deal with that. How you got to deal with it, right? You got whatever you got to do. This is again time for you to step into your assertiveness, past um, move past issues, move past problems. That's another thing that I think Pluto and Aquarius and Jupiter and Trine, like, I mean, problem solving, like, it's almost like we know how to fix problems. It's just a matter of if we're going to be passive about it or not. So sometimes we do got to step up and, put the effort in to fix something and take action for it. So again, assert yourself Sunday, take action. These are all good things. Venus is going to come to 12 degrees. The sun's going to be at 12 degrees, and they're in their day of an exact conjunction into Monday. And then Venus will pass the sun, and we will have ourselves an evening star this summer, ladies and gentlemen. So I always like the evening star a little bit more than the morning star. Maybe it's because, I don't know, Lucifer, morning star. Maybe I don't know. And I was also born with an evening star, but I like seeing Venus in the evening a lot. Beautiful at sunset, of course. So something to keep in mind too is just the beauty of the celestial bodies in the sky and how at this moment we really can't see anything at night. If we look up, we're just seeing stars, and we're not seeing any of the wandering stars, the planets, or the luminaries, minus the moon, of course, but something to keep in mind and kind of be grateful for is that we are getting closer to getting some celestial action in the night sky. And hopefully this Sunday, too, is bringing positive conversations, with Jupiter and Venus in Gemini, especially Venus and the sun together. Hopefully we're bringing positive, abundant expression into our day to day and into our groups. And I'm telling you, like, this is going to be a weekend where the energy you're around is going to be so crucial to your own enjoyment and the pleasure of life that you're living. And it doesn't mean we have to go out and be with people, but there's something about conversations with people and just the energy that we're getting and how we're able to express ourselves and what we believe in and what we're trying to do and our truths and how that's recepted from others is it's a big key, right, to showing us what the vibe is. I'm talking about the vibe a lot. I don't know why, but it's probably just because I feel like Pluto leaving Aquarius for this final time into Capricorn is like really get your vibration on the level that you want it to be on and make sure that your connections with others in life are on that level as well. We're also starting to see, right, little square action to Saturn here that's building up. Could start to be felt a little bit. Something else to kind of just take note of. And then we're seeing Mercury spend his final full day in Taurus before ingressing into his home. And we're like pretty stacked in Gemini when Mercury comes in next week. So, and at the end of Monday, mid-Monday, end of Monday, afternoon Monday. But it is going to make that exact sextile to Neptune, and it just is the balance between what is really true, what is going on right now, what's linear, what makes sense, what's logical, but also the ability to see more than just what meets the eye, more than just the truth. And also the knowing and the feeling aspect and the certain sensitivities that come through, like still being open, is very important too, because it's Gemini, and we got to be open. Like there's a truth. Everybody has a different truth, right? So it's just good to be open to those things and know yours, do yours, um, but don't get too too hard headed. Mercury and Taurus can be pretty hard headed, be pretty stubborn when it knows what it values and what it thinks and information. Like Mercury and Taurus will give it, it'll stay there. So we just want to be open. I think Neptune helps us stay open here and still be artistic, creative, intuitive, but in a grounded fashion, if you will. So try not to get too aggro Sunday, but for the most part, there's a lot of good stuff this weekend, and I do think that people are quite important on this journey of identification for ourselves, and we want to make sure that it's balanced, that we're not following, and that we are being a leader, and we're not forcing people, to follow us either, right? Energy follows like energy, and that's what we're looking for, and this weekend's a good check on that. Tarot deck. Do old Faithful. Most of you probably know, but this deck that I use all the time is the Morgan Greer Tarot. My favorite. Chariot card. 7. I'm a quadruple 7 in numerology. 7's always been my number. I never got it playing sports though. Kind of funny. The only time I didn't get it. The Justice card. That's funny, right? I was talking about this balance and things being in alignment and fair, and I mean they do have to find that to this weekend, and I do think we don't have to be overly diplomatic with things. I think we just got to make sure that we're not like giving up our portion of quality and making sure that things are evened out. And I think truly we even things out by asserting our way and not doing it in an aggro way towards people, but really just being like, I don't, I either want to do this or I don't want to do it, and that's what I'm going to do. And if you don't do that, I hope you have a great time doing what you want to do, like that's like fair, right? So we don't have to like give up things to, bring fairness into our life. I think it's really by like holding your sword of truth and making sure that you're making sure you're delegating your life well, and the rest should balance itself out. Appreciate you all. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you all for Monday's horoscope. Much love. Peace.